Yes, please.
Hey, folks. This is Matt, and welcome to another episode of This and That with
Freddie.
Matt. Today we have the illustrious Jonah Weingarten with us as a special guest. Jonah, say hello to the folks.
Hi, illustrious. No one's
Special.
ever called me that before.
Well, just thought I'd throw it out there. I was just figuring that, you get that kind of attention often.
Yeah, I get hilarious and handsome most of the time.
Well, not today, you won't.
Hilariously handsome.
Yeah,
He's hilariously handsome.
my daughter's visiting right now, and so I've been getting a lot of eye rolls, because every opportunity is an opportunity to make a dad joke.
Oh yeah. And your daughter's teenager now?
Almost. She'll be 13 in
Almost.
December.
Wow.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
That's crazy, man. They're growing up fast.
That they are.
Yep.
So what have you been up to musically?
Working on a new aMAZEing record. Working on a new Catalyst Crime record. I took a couple months off from studio stuff because my engineer studio partner fella was moving locations and building a new studio here in St. Paul. So now he's in North St. Paul. Just starting to get back into the studio again and doing some session work. Working on some new stuff for my bands and everything. Yeah.
Nice. So the studio is closer to you now, or it's going to be closer to you? Is that correct?
Actually a bit further away, but
okay. But a nicer studio.
Yeah, a nicer studio, and there's a really good Chinese takeout restaurant right across the street that I can walk to. So like halfway through my session, I can get some fried rice going.
Yeah. Well, maybe somebody will open up a banh mi place there too. That's the killer banh mi, man. I missed that from from our couple stints there.
Yeah, at the terrarium.
Yeah.
Lou's Sandwich. That's what that place was called.
That's phenomenal. Let's give a shout out to Lou's. That's those are killer sandwiches. So anyway, for folks that don't know, obviously you've joined us on a couple Ashes records and doing intro stuff, and I've also worked with you in aMAZEing and We Are Sentinels, and so tell us a little bit about how you got started, man. Let the folks know, where you came from as far as music. Were you starting it in school at a younger age? Did the folks support you doing your music? And just go.
Okay. So I first touched a keyboard when I was 6, and because I got it for a Hanukkah present, and I started teaching.
Wait, which night?
Oh man, I can't remember that finite detail. Which night? I haven't celebrated Hanukkah since I was 12 or 13 too. I think I just realized that Christmas was kind of more awesome, so whatever. I'm a traitor to my people. Yeah. Anyway, so started teaching myself like the Ninja Turtles theme song and stuff like that by ear. And then when I was 8, my mom took me to a Yanni concert. You remember Yanni?
Yeah,
I do. I had a couple of Yanni records, man. Loved it.
Yeah. Super good stuff. Anyway, so I went to it was an outdoor concert in California of Yanni, and he was like playing 2 keyboards at the same time, and his like mullet was blowing in the wind, and he had on a sparkly sweater. And I was like, oh, this guy's the coolest. I want to be like him when I grow up. So, no sweater and mullet.
How do you feel about John Tesh?
That name sounds familiar. Remind me who that is.
He used to be on Entertainment Tonight or something. He was the host, and then he stopped doing that, and then he went off doing music full time.
Yeah, he taught Yanni karate.
I see his stuff in Goodwill occasionally.
I see him in Goodwill occasionally.
Picking up sparkly sweaters.
Yeah,
I think so. Yeah.
Okay, so then high school comes around, and my friend Brian he's like, hey man, you got to check out this band or whatever. And it was Cradle of Filth, actually. It was the Cruelty and the Beast album. So I listened to that, and it just like put me in a trance. And I was like, wow, you can have keyboards in metal. Who knew? So I don't just have to play like Yanni stuff or whatever. And so that started my path. And then there was like Napster. So I was finding bands on Napster, like Dimmu Borgir and In Flames and Ice Earth. Sorry, Matt. And
Yeah. I'll expect some payment later on. Okay. For all that Napster ripoff shit. That's okay.
Yeah, but I would find the bands, and then I would special order the CDs from my local record shop, and that's true. Like I still have my huge binder, with all the metal CDs and everything like that.
And that's what it's about, I mean, doing the preview online is great, but going out and supporting the bands, that's killer.
Yeah.
Thanks for that.
Mm-hmm. I had problems fitting in high school too, so I was like getting bullied a bit, and then so I spent a lot of time listening to metal on my like big bucket headphones, walking between classes. And I have a very specific memories of listening to the Something Wicked This Way Comes album in high school to like drown out this one kid that was harassing me all the time and bullying me and stuff like that. So it's pretty cool, how things kind of come full circle in life,
Yeah. That's it's interesting that you say that, and that's I'm not going to go off on a tangent or anything like that, but a lot of us have memories of not so good moments, when we were growing up, and bullying and things like that. But those moments, I wouldn't trade for anything, because I think that those kind of moments, and obviously I'm not talking about every single day getting beat up and shit like that. I mean, obviously that's not something that you'd want any child to go through, but at the same time, some adversity and some people not liking you and shit like that, it helps you grow a little bit. And I think it certainly helped me become who I am, and want to find out what my strengths are, really are. Like I was never a great athlete or anything like that. If I was, I probably wouldn't have gotten as much shit as I did in school, but I found my niche. And then as soon as I found my niche and figured I could excel in something, in whatever that area of music, I felt better about myself. And I think it probably, signified to people around me, hey, this is who this guy is. I just had a certain air of confidence about me ever since then. So yeah. So sorry about that, man. I didn't mean to take away from your moment.
No, I mean, hey, it's a story that involves you. So, so anyway, so most of these bands I was discovering, they're all from Europe, Sweden and Germany and Finland. So I decided that that's what I wanted to do with my life, was play keyboards in a metal band in Europe. So when I was still a teenager, I posted a message on the Wacken Open Air Festival guest book on their website. I was like, hey, I'm a keyboardist from the US and I really want to join a band in Europe. And that same day, I got an email from Michael Kammerer saying that he couldn't find a good keyboard player in all of Denmark for the style of music that he wanted to do. So he wanted me to audition. So I made a VHS tape, a really corny VHS tape that I still have to this day. I'm wearing like a polo shirt because I wasn't in touch with what was metal yet, And it was like super corny. Like it had like, different angles of me playing with like me fading in and out over like, it was like the video version of those 70s family photos, you know what I mean? Where there's like the guy and he's like, you know what I'm talking about? And so for some reason, Michael thought I was good and cool enough. So I flew to Denmark in January of 2003 and we recorded the Melancholy Beast album, which was the debut. And then that with Jacob Hansen. And then he thought it was good, so he gave it to Klaus Jensen from Instrumental Management, and then they signed us, and then they got us worldwide record deals like EMI Japan and this and that and the other. So, yeah. And then I've been at it ever since. But it was pretty cool because I was signed to a major label when I was a teenager and living the dream.
Nice, man.
Yeah.
Yep.
And then, of course, when we made the Immortal album with you, Matt, that album did really well. And so that sort of elevated my career further. And also, you and I have a lifelong friendship that I've really been enjoying, and so much so many albums we've made together now, a lot of creativity and all
Yeah.
that great stuff too. So
Yeah, and that's funny, man. I was just listening to that record, Mortal, the other day, and I was like, man, this is some really good shit, man. Michael wrote some really amazing stuff. You wrote amazing stuff in there, and it's just a really solid record, man. It just holds up, and so that's really cool, man, and something I can look back and go, I'm really proud of that record, as much as anything, you know what I mean? So, very cool shit. And I wish Michael would get back to writing a little bit more too.
I bug him like twice a year about.
Yeah.
I'm on a schedule.
Yeah, and I get where he's at, but he was such a really talented and is, I'm sure, a talented writer. So yeah. So keep bugging him.
And
Keep bugging him.
he's
He
a
might
visionary,
get back to it.
definitely.
Yeah.
And
he's super tall, so he's got that going for him.
I think
too.
he's like 6'7" or something.
He's a giant. He's a giant man.
Giant Viking, that guy.
Yeah. Actually, so the Immortal album is the last album I made where I flew and like went to a studio where an album was being made.
Right.
Because and then ever since then I've just been working in a local studio and then just sending the files. I miss that fun creative process of the whole band being in the studio together. But this job, I work very efficiently this way, obviously. So
well, yeah, and that's Freddie and I have talked about that before, as far as what we do. Yeah, we don't have that time where we can look back and go, yeah, I really love getting together with you and doing it, because we've literally never done that.
Right.
Everything that we've done, other than the first couple songs we got together in my little studio here and jammed on some stuff, but everything else after that has always been us just sharing files back and forth. But we have that relationship and that confidence that we can be honest with one another if we don't like something, or if we like something, or hey, can we change this or do that? And it's not we're not stepping on ourselves. We know that at the end of the day, the main goal is to have the best product imaginable that we can imagine, and both of us feel great about it. So there's that, and I'm sure that you probably have that exact same thing with the guys in aMAZEing, or any other band, because you're a pro dude. But and of course you've got Jacob Hansen on the other end with aMAZEing, so shit's gonna get done right, and that's pretty amazing. So
yeah. Jacob's mixed like 90% of my career or something like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, he doing the Weird Sentinel. I mean, the stuff that he did, and I think that we had some amazing shit prior to sending it to him, but then getting his take on the mix and all that, it was it was brilliant. So yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Brilliant dude.
So
and super funny, and he's got great hair.
He's got fucking fantastic hair. If we could take Yanni's sequin shirt, put it on Michael K. Meyer's body with Jacob's hair, I mean, that's pretty damn near godlike, right?
Yeah, I'm picturing that. Mm-hmm. Jacob kind of looks like Michael Douglas a little bit. He's like a Danish Michael Douglas.
He does. He does
Yeah.
strike me that way. Yeah. Fantastic hair. Super nice guys. Actually, everybody in aMAZEing are just brilliantly super sweet guys. So, shout out to them.
I agree. Yeah. So do you guys have any new dad jokes that you want to share with me? Because I'm always
Freddie's got to have some.
Well, I was just going to ask about your career. So we know about aMAZEing, right?
Yeah.
And you did a band called aMAZEing also.
Yeah, I was in aMAZEing for just one album.
And then after that, you did Corn Maze. I think Hedge Maze was after that.
Good one.
Not really. Don't give him credit for that.
No. Yeah,
glass breaking sound.
the maze jokes, yeah, they started to wear on me a little bit. So
good.
Yeah, after I parted ways with aMAZEing, I was like, okay, cool. Now I'm just in one maze band, so I don't have to listen to the jokes anymore. So
right.
Thanks, Freddie, for helping me relive my trauma.
You'll have to cut open old wounds.
He's got PTSD now. Or something.
Yeah, back in therapy for Jonah.
So are you the Terrarium? Do you still go in there and work with those guys anymore?
No, and not because they're not fantastic, because they are, but because the new studio that I've been working at now for 5 years or whatever has a vocal booth, and the engineer that I work with, Tom, and I have made so many albums together, and yeah, it's not necessarily something that I need to do unless I wanted to go record on that beautiful grand piano again.
Yeah, that's fantastic. It is a great room, great sounding room.
And the Terrarium, I should say, that's where we did the mixing and mastering. Is it in Minneapolis? It's in Minneapolis, not St. Paul. For the Well of Souls album. Matt and I actually physically went there together into the studio and sat in and mixed and mastered there, and there was a White Castle across the street.
Yeah. Oh man, I have a White Castle joke actually, but I'm not going to say it because it's really inappropriate.
Okay.
It's a Michael Jackson joke, so we're not.
Don't go there with Michael.
Got a few of those.
That's God rest his soul.
Mm-hmm.
Anything live? Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
No, go ahead.
I say anything live coming up on your calendar?
Yeah, I have a European tour coming up with Catalyst Crime. So it's like Leaves Eyes is the headlining band, and then there's a band called I'm forgetting the name. And then us. Yeah.
Is it all female led stuff, or?
Well, the band above us on the bill, they have a male singer and a female singer, and the male singer is also in Visions of Atlantis. Temperance. Yes, thank you. I remembered it. Temperance.
Nice. Okay. Cool. So where's that gonna take you?
All over Germany and Belgium and the Netherlands, Switzerland, Czech Republic. Yeah. Lots of dates in Germany though.
Awesome.
So
is that in fall or winter?
Yeah, it'll be in the fall.
Okay. All right. So for all
allegedly.
So for all the folks, whenever all the festivals are over and it's getting back to a regular tour schedule, and you want to go out and see some great music, there you go. Keep an eye out for it.
Is this the same band you were working with? Was it a year ago when you're down here in Arizona? Or
yeah. I was visiting the singer Zoe in Arizona then.
Okay.
Yeah, we weren't. It was just a vacation. We weren't doing anything productive.
Yeah, so Jonah and his girl were down here, and he's like, "Hey, I'm gonna be driving around. Can we meet somewhere?" So I just picked a place off the freeway, Buffalo Wild Wings, and let's go meet here. And I'm like, I forgot how crappy a part of town this was. I'm like, it was beyond sketchy. So I'm like, let's go straight to your car.
So you directed Jonah to the sketchiest place in.
Well, it was kind of. I was trying to pick a place that was semi-convenient for him to, for me to hit. It was about a half hour from where I am, but I was like, I hadn't been there in part of town in 15 years, and I remembered why. It's gotten worse. It's just like, whoa.
Freddie, I can't make epic album intros for you if I get murdered in a Buffalo Wild Wings parking lot. You know that, right?
I thought of that afterwards. Yeah.
Yeah, but think about how epic it will be if you almost get murdered. Almost. I mean, that's got to be really get some emotions going there, right?
Yeah. Oh yeah. Jonah almost murdered Weingarten.
So that was fun.
Yeah.
So you're still in the same place?
Mallory and I just bought a new house in Cottage Grove, so we're out in the suburbs now.
Cool.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's cool.
Speaking of not getting murdered, we're in a better neighborhood, so.
So where was that you used to live? Not trying to. It was like Frogtown or
Frogtown, yeah.
Frogtown, yeah. I just thought that was a cool name, but apparently it's a little sketchy, and the frogs are sketchy there.
Frogtown, St. Paul. If anyone knows where that is, they'll know what I'm talking about. Yeah.
Is that where Nate lived?
Nathan?
Yeah.
He lives in Woodbury.
Oh, Woodbury. Okay.
Yeah.
I no idea.
Yeah, that's where his movie theater is too.
Right.
So.
Oh yeah.
We live closer to Nathan now too, and to his movie theater, which is nice. I mean,
That is
Yeah.
nice.
So related story. I don't know if we might have told this before, Matt, but we went to Nathan's movie theater in 2008 after a show in St. Paul. It was late at night, and I think he previewed us the new James Bond movie at the time. Was it Quantum of Solace? I think it was.
He did. Yep.
So we played a whole show. So about midnight, we're going in the movie theater. We watched the whole James Bond movie. Half of us fell asleep because we were just tired. But so we're leaving, and then I think Matt and I just walked out the doors, and it was snowing. It was cold as hell. We walked out the doors, and then before the doors closed, I heard John, "Hey, could you show us the projector?" Door shut behind us. Matt and I are locked out while Nathan's taking everybody else up to look at the projector. So Matt and I are standing outside just freezing for about 15 minutes because we couldn't get back in.
Yeah. But the movie was great.
It was great. We couldn't get into the van because we didn't have the keys. So we were just, that was a little fun we had at Nathan's movie theater.
that's how Matt got his famous kind of raspy quality to his voice, was because his vocal cords froze outside of Nathan's movie theater.
Mm-hmm. Correct. And they cracked a little bit. They've never gone back.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so that was a fun night. Anyway, is there anything you would like to plug or lead us out with, Mr. Weingarten?
Not really. Just keep buying albums and keep supporting Matt and Freddie and keep supporting me and follow us all on social media and all that good stuff that people do these days.
Mm-hmm.
I miss MySpace.
Oh yeah, I got to catch up with Tom again. I just miss that guy. We used to have the best conversations.
Yeah, I saw this thing on the internet today, and someone was like, it was like some kid tweeted it or something, and they're like, it'd be really cool if like they had a social media platform, like if Twitter would make it possible to just have songs that you're digging at the moment, on your page or whatever. And then someone commented, it was like, wow, it's finally happened. Like there's a generation now that exists that doesn't remember MySpace.
Scary.
I think I still have a MySpace page, actually. It's like, I'm sure they're all just like ghost towns. They're all these like theoretical places that exist that just no one goes to anymore.
Yeah. Oh yeah. I'm sure. I'm sure there's like little voids. That's going to be the next Pixar movie. These little voids of space in the ether where people exist that nobody remembers. But it's interesting. We're talking about like generational stuff. I think the generations tend to be getting smaller too as technology grows so quickly. So technological generation is like 5 years now. So it's like everything changes so rapidly. It's crazy, absolutely nuts.
Yeah.
That just reminded me. I think Ashes of Aries, we have a MySpace page. I think I'll have to log in and see what it looks like because it's been years.
Yeah, you just might.
I forgot about it.
Can we all just tell some dad jokes real quick though? Because I'm like chomping at the bit.
Do it.
All right. So earlier today, a guy tried to sell me a coffin. I told him that's the last thing I need.
Oh,
that's pretty good. It's actually not bad.
What does a bear use to cook its breakfast in?
What's that?
A panda.
Awesome.
Matt,
you got one?
Let's see. This it's an old one. It's not necessarily a dad joke. It's a little bit longer. But so a bear and a rabbit were both. A bear and a rabbit were both taking a dump in the woods, and they were sitting next to each other, and they're taking a dump. And the bear looks over at the rabbit, and he says, "Hey, buddy, do you have any trouble with shit sticking to your fur?" And the rabbit goes, "No." So the bear picks up the rabbit and wipes his ass with it.
good classic.
Yeah, classic. For the kids that don't know.
It's pretty wholesome.
except for the swearing.
Oh,
Yeah,
I guess I should use poop instead. Yeah.
Hey, so I went to a restaurant last night and I had roasted pelican. It was pretty delicious, except the bill was huge.
Hey, a man walks into a talent agent's office with his family. All right, never mind. Look up the Aristocrats.
Oh, I know about the Aristocrats. I saw the Aristocrats movie.
The Aristocrats.
Hey, Ashes of Aries should write a song about super glue, because it'll get stuck in everyone's head, you know?
Try to do that.
All right.
Oh, look at the time.
All right. I think we're done here. All right.
Well,
Hey, man, it was really good seeing you. Great talking to you. I'm glad you're still keeping up on your tank top collection.
Yeah.
Added.
Nice. Chicken.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's
Big chicken on your chest.
He's got a cup of coffee, and he's a cranky rooster.
A rooster, whatever.
All right, dudes.
Chicken with a dick. All right, Jonah. Good seeing you, Billy.
Likewise. Hey, after we sign off, can I tell you guys the White Castle joke?
All right. Well, thanks for joining us for another episode of This and That with Freddie and Matt. We got to get to this White Castle joke. We're out of here.
Yeah, we'll have Jonah leave it in the notes. Anybody that wants to really hear it or read it. All right.
Bye.
See you guys.